Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Wordy, my hub for all the words that I read, write, or otherwise want to yap about. Today, I have a very, very special author guest on the pod. I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time. She is the instant USA Today and Canadian bestselling author of It's Different This Time, and her sophomore release, Let's Kiss and Tell, comes out on August 11th. She also has a Daytime Emmy Award and has produced for on-air broadcast, digital, and social media at some of the most notable shows and networks, such as Netflix and the Grammy Awards. Hello. And is the podcast host of Three's Company too. Please welcome Joss Richard.
Hi. Oh my gosh. It's so weird hearing someone list out your bio.
It's such a flex, though. I mean,
all things are true, but I think it took many years to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like, oh my gosh, she's done so much, but it's over the course of many, many years.
I know. I was looking at all of your credits and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I had starry eyes. I was like, you're kidding. What do you mean I'm in conversation with this woman? This is crazy.
Stop. Also, you're the one that has a traveling podcast. I was gushing over this right before we started recording. I think it's so freaking cool. You and your husband, power couple, traveling the world, spreading book love. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
We've been looking forward to this for a long time, so this is super special, and thank you for coming on the show. Okay, normally what I like to do to warm up with all of my guests, we usually talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to, but to conserve some time, I want to kind of bring it down to what is it lately that you have been hyperfixating on? Is there anything in the TV, movie, book world, or just pop culture in general that has like been heavy on your mind?
Oh my gosh, I feel like so many things. I have a very obsessive personality. So when I am into something, I'm like very into it and will consume it. And my algorithm just knows for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like they just know. And then I get like all of these videos. Okay. I went through a phase over the span of like 2 weeks. I was watching His and Hers. Have you seen that?
So I haven't watched it, but I've seen it everywhere. Because that's an Alice Feeney adaptation, correct?
Yes. And I've never read Alice Feeney, and I just ordered 3 of her books because the adaptation was incredible. So that, and then just like 2 days ago, I started rewatching To All the Boys.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you just transported me back to like, what, 2018 or whenever the first one came out?
I don't know what it was. I was just packing for this weekend, and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to put on just, because I watched The Kissing Booth for the first time last week.
Yeah, for the first time?
For the first time.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It was, and you know what? I never understood the Jacob Elordi thing until The Kissing Booth.
Really? Okay, yeah, because that was the first project that I had seen him in.
Yeah. So I was feeling like a YA Netflix rom-com, and I put on To All the Boys, and oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good. So that is what I'm hyper-fixating on, and I stopped halfway through the second, and I can't wait to go home and finish the rest.
Yeah, I absolutely love those movies. The soundtrack is just so nostalgic for me, but also like I have this thing called synesthesia, and so like when something's brought up to me, I have like a weird automatic like sensory association, and so like for To All the Boys, I always think about like eating cotton candy, like, or bubblegum ice cream. Like,
is that what you had when you were watching it for the first time?
No, it's just this like mental association I have with it because it's just so like cozy but like bright, and I love those movies. It's time for a rewatch. For me.
It is time for a rewatch, and those like bubblegum cotton candy makes sense because I feel like watching it, I'd never realized how calming it is. It feels like I'm watching The Great British Bake Off, but a rom-com.
Yes.
It's just, there's something, I don't know, like it feels so soothing. Everyone watch it. Let's all watch it together.
Yes.
Let's bring it back.
That can be like our follow-up movie at tonight's like little screening party.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So moving away from other media, and let's talk about your books and your career. Your background, as I was telling you before we started this, is absolutely insane. Congrats on such a fruitful career already.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit more about your journey in media specifically and how it had an effect on your eventual career as a writer.
I honestly don't know if the two go hand in hand. I think on some level, because I feel like I've always been a creative and a storyteller. But I started my career off in broadcast journalism. I went to school knowing I wanted to work in television. I wanted to be a producer. I wanted to work in entertainment news. And that's what I ended up doing. Hence all of the credits that you were mentioning. And my most recent production credit, the thing on my resume is I worked at Hello Sunshine and Reese's Book Club. And that was sort of a mesh of books and television and film, which I love. And I've always found myself a reader. And I would say I'm a reader first, honestly. Like, I loved reading romance when I was younger. I was writing fan fiction at a very, very young age, but I never pursued writing fiction on my own. And it wasn't until around the pandemic, when I was at Reese's Book Club and I was working with a lot of authors, I just fell in love with that.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, maybe I can write fan fiction again. And I attempted to write fan fiction, and I did it. I did a few things, but very soon after that, I had this urge to write something bigger and create new characters. And It's Different This Time was the first attempt at that. And I had no intention of publishing it. And that's sort of how that came to be. But I really, going from television to writing, I don't know. I think when I started writing, I realized I didn't want to work in television. And I think it's okay to have career pivots.
Yeah. Absolutely. And gosh, what a sparkling debut. This being your first book is absolutely insane to me, because like I've written some books in my time, but my first one was hot garbage. Love that book so much.
No,
hot garbage. And it's incredible that you were able to put out just such a dazzling book. This story is just so beautiful and atmospheric in so many aspects. The brownstone, the seasonal vibes, the New York backdrop. Like, it's everything that I wanted in a book for the longest time.
Oh my God.
And when it showed up, I was like, I have to have this immediately.
Thank you so much. Also, I'm sure you could read the first thing you wrote now and be like, wait, this is actually good.
Okay, but like she did get written in between like high school class periods, so like she does need a little bit of TLC.
Okay, I mean, as like they all do, but I feel like if you were to read it again, you'd be like, oh, this is something.
Yeah. Just given the success of this book and just the way it is so immersive for the reader, what would you say is like the secret sauce for writing such an atmospheric book?
Oh gosh, I think, at least for me, and I've heard this before where everyone is like, you just feel like you're in New York, or, I want to go to Central Park. I want to be walking around in the autumn. I think that comes from my love of New York in the fall. And I think that if you are writing a setting that you genuinely love and you want to go to, I think that will come out in your writing. Because I wouldn't have been able to write this if I didn't love New York in the fall.
Yeah.
So I think that is key. If you love Paris in the springtime, then like write about that, because like that will come through in your words. If I'm writing a love story about two people in, I don't know, like Idaho, like nothing against Idaho, I've never been there, but there's a place that doesn't make me feel things, then I just don't think that the book would be what it is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like, what was your first experience with New York?
Oh gosh. Well, okay. I just love Nora Ephron. So
yes.
I feel
gosh.
I've always romanticized New York in the fall, and I just grew up on her, but I grew up in Toronto, born and raised, and it's like a hop, skip, and a jump over to New York. So every long weekend, me and my friends would go, me and my family, we would go. So I felt like I also kind of grew up in New York, but going there for, just like weekends or long weekends, I always got like the best parts of New York. So I never lived there. So every time I went, it was exciting and I romanticized it. So I think that's where like my love for New York comes from. I'm also a Broadway girly, so.
Dying to know, what are your like top 3 favorite musicals?
Gosh, well, I mean, Les Mis, of course. Les Mis.
I had seen that you got to like give one of the Les Mis actors a copy of your book, and like in exchange for like a signed playbill or something?
Literally, it's so funny. So June, the main character, and It's Different This Time, she is a Broadway actress, and she's half Filipina, half white. And the touring company of Les Mis, they came to LA, and this was a week after It's Different This Time came out, and they just got a new Eponine, who is the character that June plays in It's Different This Time, and she is half Filipina and she is half white, and it was her debut performance. And when I found this out, I was like, oh my God, because I had tickets. So I just DM'd her. I'm like, I'm going to shoot my shot. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I just wrote a book and it feels like she is literally you. So I'm like, I would love to give you a copy. And she was like, oh my God. So then we met after, and we were just like talking, and now we've become like genuine friends. And she's so lovely. Yeah.
That's so special. Oh my gosh. What was your debut journey like as an author, kind of navigating the industry and going from film and TV to being a novelist?
Oh gosh, I had no idea what to expect with a debut. My expectations were very, very low, honestly. And I think just like anyone, the more you achieve, the goalpost keeps changing. So I remember when I was thinking, all I want is, I want to sell the book, or I just want an agent. It was like those were the things. And then when It's Different This Time came out, all I cared about was seeing it on the shelf. So I could not have imagined people DMing me saying, I love this book, people creating graphics for the characters, like all those things I don't take for granted. And there is just such a love and community and support that I don't necessarily see in like TV. I mean, there are wonderful people in film and TV, but it's just very different energy. I just feel like it's very like community based here, and that is so special. And I think that's like the major difference between working in film and TV and writing. Just like the readers and the authors, my God, everyone is just so supportive.
Yeah, I feel like the book industry, it feels so big, but really it is so small, and so many people, especially at conventions like this, like the one we're at right now, it's just, you can feel the love everywhere. And it doesn't even have to do with the fact that it's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day, and we're dressed.
I know, we're in our little red and white.
I know. But yeah, you can feel it, and everyone's just like so excited. Like, where do you get that? It's not even like, I feel like if you go to a convention for like to see actors, I think it's very much like the attention is on the actors, and here, yes, attention is on authors, but also the attention is about like, oh my gosh, like I follow you, like you're a bookstagrammer, like everyone knows each other. It's not like fans of whoever is like sitting here and talking. It's like everyone's fans of each other, and the authors like love the bookstagrammers. So I don't know. It's just like, it's really cool.
I also love that a lot of like the convention attendees are oftentimes like aspiring authors, or they're authors that are like about to publish, or they're querying or whatever. And so even though we're all in different stages, it's like we're all on this level playing field of like, we're all in this with each other. And we're just so excited to be like in community with one another, which is really special. You can't find that in a lot of like professional atmospheres.
No. And I feel like I'm not like putting down film and TV at all, but it's like with writers, it's like, oh my gosh, like you're querying, like let me know when your book comes out. Like I feel like there's just that automatic like positivity, like oh my god, like it's gonna happen for you, or like I'll read it when it's out. And like that's just like what people want to do here. They just want to read each other's work. It's so lovely.
Okay, so moving from It's Different This Time to your upcoming book, which I cannot contain my excitement about. Genuinely, I was like, I loved this first book. I don't know how she's going to top it. Blurb alone, I was like, I need this immediately.
Oh my gosh, stop.
So Let's Kiss and Tell follows a sex columnist and a news reporter in a fake relationship. And the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days vibes are through the roof, and I'm overjoyed. What are some of your favorite rom-com movies or stories that might have played a part in your inspiration for either of your books?
Ooh, okay. So for It's Different This Time, When Harry Met Sally and My Best Friend's Wedding, I feel like those were the two. For Let's Kiss and Tell, definitely How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and the show Nobody Wants This with Adam Brody and Kristen Bell. Yeah.
Great
It's a mesh of
picks.
those two.
Yeah, absolutely. If you had to recommend a new like rom-com movie watcher, your like top 3 rom-coms, what would you be recommending them?
Oh my gosh, see that's interesting. A new time
Yeah,
rom-com.
like this could be a thriller, horror, cynic to romance, but they want to watch a rom-com for kicks and giggles. What would you recommend them?
Oh gosh. Okay, I think I would have to do When Harry Met Sally is objectively a
One of the
good
best.
movie. And I think that anyone that has their qualms about rom-coms, they can appreciate that movie because it's not very like tropey. So they can just watch that and enjoy it as a great film. I also say My Best Friend's Wedding because I just love Julia Roberts and she's the queen of rom-coms. And I think My Best Friend's Wedding is her best or my favorite. It's my favorite rom-com she's done. And hot take, I don't like Notting Hill.
Honestly, I respect that.
Thank you. I don't get it.
It's not in my top tier
No,
for sure.
not at all. And then my third is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days because it is so fun. And the chemistry between Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey
Yes.
is incomparable. Yeah.
I love, like, sometimes I'll give my friends, like, little trinkets and whatever, and if I find out they lose them, I'm like, our love fern!
Our love fern, you let it die.
Yeah. Okay, I think all authors dream about having their stories adapted. Should Let's Kiss and Tell ever be adapted for the screen, I'm curious, what kind of songs would you want part of the soundtrack?
Okay, these questions are really good because I thought you were going somewhere like, who would the cast be?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
a lot of people ask about fan cast, but
Yeah.
I'm such a music dork. I have to know, like, if you could create the perfect soundtrack
oh my gosh.
And I feel like talking about this hypothetical soundtrack isn't as, like, walking into spoilery territory.
That's a really good question. I would say I create playlists every time I'm writing a book, and for Let's Kiss and Tell, it's predominantly Sabrina Carpenter.
Incredible
Yeah.
selections. Do you have, like, a favorite Sabrina album that you're pulling from, or is it a little bit of everything?
I think Man's Best Friend is very Let's Kiss and Tell. There's like sprinkled, what's her second one? Or not the second one, the one with the blue?
Short and Sweet.
Short and Sweet. Yeah, there's like some songs there sprinkled in, but a lot of Man's Best Friend is in there.
I gotta say, originally, when Man's Best Friend came out, I was like, I didn't know
like
if
it.
this. Yes, I was about to say it more polite, but I love that you said it out loud. I didn't like it, but like after like a month, it really started to take root.
My favorite album of hers.
It's so catchy.
But I'm with you. I was underwhelmed. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know. Something happened where you're like, wait, I want to hear that song again.
Yeah.
And then, everyone's just like using the songs in TikTok edits, and then you like hear it over and over again. You're like, oh, wait. So yeah, it's a good
I'm
one.
like, oh, it is pretty catchy.
Yeah.
Let me just put this on. I don't personally relate to any of the songs on the album, but do I jam? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, and then regarding your podcast, I love that you bring in guests that range from absolutely clueless about the show to like super fans. I fall into the former category. I've never seen a single clip, episode, none of it.
Okay.
So, for people like me, how would you describe the show to turn people like me into avid watchers of it?
Okay, well, so the show that you're talking about is Three's Company,
Yes.
and I have a Three's Company rewatch podcast. It's a sitcom from late 70s, early 80s. It is my favorite TV show. It is my comfort show. It is very, very niche. And growing up, I didn't know anyone my age that watched it. Do you know who John Ritter is?
No, I
So
don't.
he's the main character of Three's Company, and I remember when he died, everyone in my class was like, "Oh my God, the dad from 8 Simple Rules died." Do you know that show?
No, I don't.
Okay, so he played the dad in this like ABC sitcom, and I was like, the dad from 8 Simple Rules is like Jack Tripper from Three's Company, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was so upset, but so Three's Company this is so funny. It is a sitcom about 2 women who have a very conservative landlord, and they want to live with a man. And again, I'm just going to preface, we could never make this show today. We could never make the show
It's
today.
one of those that just didn't age very well.
Yes. So in order to have a third roommate who is a guy, I feel like people have walked in. This is not what my book is about, in case for any context. But he has to pretend that he's gay in order to live with the two girls. So it's just like little hijinks. It's very like slapstick comedy, but I love it so much. So the podcast, because it's a sitcom in the 70s, situational comedy, you don't have to know anything other than their roommates.
Yeah.
So I can just take a viewer who's never watched Three's Company and like have them watch a random episode in season 4, and they can still watch it and have commentary.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, you need like this backstory or this happened
Yeah.
last episode. So yeah,
That's so
you
cute.
want to come on?
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I might have to put this on my watch list immediately. Because,
I mean-
I love Friends. There are stories that, like, you do need to kind of know, okay, these are siblings. They're starting to fall for them, but
Yes.
they're hiding it or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Whereas if you could just drop me in the middle of the series somewhere, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that with Friends, actually.
No.
There's
After a
too
certain
much-
point, after season 4, probably is my
Yeah.
wager, you can't.
Yeah, like you need to know the history between Ross and Rachel.
Yeah.
You need to know that like you need to appreciate that Monica and Chandler are together. You can't just like go into an episode and I don't think you can.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so currently we're at Lovelit, but by the time this airs, we will not be at Lovelit, and it makes me so sad. But tell our live listeners where they can find you. Where's your table? What panels are you on? And then for future listeners, where can they find you online?
Where's my table? I don't know.
If you know.
My
She's
table
in the author room.
My table's in the author room. I'm wearing red. I don't know. It's somewhere. I have a panel at 11:30, which is the diversity and inclusion panel, which I am moderating. And I'm just like around. You can just like say hi. And for after that, my most used platform is Instagram, which is at joss.richard.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning into Talk Gordy, and my thanks again to Joss Richard for coming on the show. This has been so special.
Much. Thank you so much for having me. I could have done this for like another 2 hours.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like kind of kicking myself that I'm on a time limit, but this has been so fun. Absolute bucket list item for me. And don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at Talk Gordy Pod, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.
Bye.